First up, there's Sugar.Fit then, that's in the spotlight. It's focused on type 2 diabetes and prediabetes, and they've raised close to $5 million in a Series A fund round led by B Capital with participation of a number of investors. He's a co-founder and now joins us on the show. Thank you so much for taking time out. To begin with, just let's talk a little bit more about this fundraise with the investors that have participated and what's the game plan?
Yeah. Hey, I think this $5 million is part of our Series A broader $16 million round led by B Capital. And most of the fund is used basically across three things, right? One, we want to really accelerate our technology and product stack. I think we've gone far away in the last 2 years, but we want to go very deep in that. Second is we want to obviously invest significantly behind brand growth, awareness, and marketing. And third, given the business we are in, I think fundamentally outcomes and driving very scalable outcomes for consumers are very important. So we'll continue to invest very significantly behind research and development efforts, both in terms of our own product and building a lot more around putting the word out around publications, randomized controlled trials that we want to do at a very large scale as well.
So essentially, I understand that you were founded just a few years ago. It's a diabetes management program. So how exactly does that work? Is it online? Do you have centers? How exactly are people supposed to become more aware?
Yeah. So our whole goal, I think, as we all know, I think India suffers from hundreds of millions of people with various chronic diseases, right? And diabetes being at the forefront. There's about 230 million people who are diabetic and pre-diabetic. And our whole solution is really to help people manage their diabetes better, control it, and in many cases, reverse diabetes, right? Which means we want to help people reduce their sugar levels, reduce their HbA1c, and slowly reduce reliance on medication. And for this, we have a subscription-based program. It's usually a 1-year subscription where people come and we have a very full stack solution. So we monitor your blood glucose in real time through technology called continuous glucose monitor. So it's a patch put on the back of your arm, and it gives us real-time interventions and analysis on what are the foods that impact your blood glucose. We go to your house, do tests 3 to 4 times a year, and then we have a very strong service level because that's important. So we have doctors and coaches who are assisting you on a daily basis throughout the year, right? They're giving you the right recommendations across food, mindfulness, and fitness. And then we have a very deep content layer where we have people who can do very live community classes across fitness and mindfulness. So yeah, very full stack approach, 1-year program where people come and see very strong results. And I would think about 90% of our users, when they come in, see significant health outcomes, be it sugar level reduction, medicines reducing, energy levels which are better, weight which is reduced. So the whole goal is to continue delivering very strong outcomes for users. To do that, we feel we need a very tech-led solution and subscription-based, which is what we deliver.
So I believe that over the last 18 months or so, you have seen a significant growth in your paid subscribers. How many paid subscribers do you have? How many overall users do you have on your platform? How do you plan to grow these parameters?
Yeah, so we actually, it's been about 2 years since we launched. I think people who enroll for the longest time, it's an annual subscription. So people pay about $15,000, $20,000. And I think today we'll be close to almost 35,000 annual subscribers, right, who crossed our system. I think over the last 12 months, we've grown about, or last 18 months, grown about 8x. So very significant growth, but very strong growth, 50 to 60% of our users today come purely from word of mouth or referrals, right? And I think in health, that is the holy grail. And that is why I think we live and die by outcomes. Can we continue delivering strong outcomes for our users? If we do that, we know a lot of people know family and friends who are diabetic and want a very strong solution. So our growth will be over the next few years very similar, right? We want to ensure that a lot of our growth comes from people who are referring or word of mouth. So hopefully that will continue being at 50, 60%. And as we scale much larger, we want to obviously invest significantly behind brand and awareness, right? I think today, still Sugar.Fit is a very fairly nascent brand in the market. In health, it takes time to develop that trust, but we have done a significant job. So we want to invest behind both brand building activities and awareness around how you can manage diabetes better and reverse it. And we think that will give a very significant growth lever for us. In Bangalore, as part of our longer term strategy, we think omni-channel is very important, right? And that's why touch and feel is still important. So that's why we launched our first few centers in Bangalore. We now have about 7 clinics in Bangalore, very new age, where we do go very deep on lifestyle intervention as well. So that will be a strong growth lever. And I think two very important levers for us is a core aspect of our business is still the central aspect is doctors, right? So we want to continue working with leading endocrinologists and diabetologists to bring our platform to more users. And across various, we are in talks to go across various interesting partnerships, right? So that will also be a good lever over the next couple of years and beyond.
Right, and you've also got an omni-channel presence, right? So tell us a little bit more about how you plan to grow. Are you going to expand your geographical presence from Bengaluru to others?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, see, our longer term aim is to be across the country, right? I think our go-to-market strategy over the last couple of years has been deeply focused on metros within that 4 to 5 cities. It's only recently our digital presence has been launched across the country, and we see very good kind of uptake. But in health, we've always believed omni-channel is an important play to coexist and deliver very strong outcomes, right? So our goal over the last 4 months is when we launched our first 7 centers in Bangalore. We have about 7 diabetes management and reversal clinics. We provide a wide array of services. You have doctors, you have, live fitness zones, stress therapy zones where people can do kind of VR color therapy, chromotherapy, and also meditation and yoga studios. So very deeply focused on lifestyle intervention. Our goal is to obviously expand this across other metros and across the country as well, right? But we will take time to really establish foothold in Bangalore. I think it's a large area itself. Make sure we iron out what needs to be done here before we expand in other cities. While we do that, though, we feel our omni-channel presence will be twofold, right? One is our own clinics, which we'll have, which will deliver some of these services. But we do start now working with significant amount of doctors, right? Where people can also have physical kind of sessions and consultations with our doctors across the country. So that we are launching as well across various metros. So our omni-channel growth will be twofold: our own centers, as well as partnering with leading doctors, both diabetologists and endocrinologists, to fulfill some of the services that are needed.
And are you currently profitable? Tell us a little bit more about the kind of growth that you enjoy and your revenue run rate.
Yeah. So yeah, I think our business is subscription based, right? So everyone who comes to our business is paying the money obviously upfront, and then we deliver the services across. I think our product, we've built it. I think any health business needs to be designed in such a way that it is profitable or making money from first transaction, right? I think that's how we've designed our product, and that is how we will continue designing our product. As we build obviously our health portfolio, the interesting thing is while we make money on our first transaction, we see fairly strong actually repeat transactions on our platform, right? And our core business initially has been our subscription business. As we've got now a significant amount of users, we have also built our own diabetes brand of products as well, right? Which there has been significant uptake as well. So from a user level, we are inherently very profitable, right? And that's what we want to grow. We want to, I think, grow the right way, grow while making sure our bottom line metrics are very strong. I think we've managed that over the last couple of years. I think the goal is to continue doing that going forward as well.
Good to have you. Thanks so much for joining in.